Welcome back to Daybreak at 7:47. Whether you're watching us or listening on ICCI 101.1 FM, welcome back. Back in August, physiotherapist Christine Gibbs shared with us the importance of our core muscles, and she also explained why a weak core can lead to pain.
I learned a lot from that. This morning, she's focusing again on our core, looking at how you can strengthen it.
Good morning. I'm Christine Gibbs from A Step Ahead Physiotherapy in Governor Square. Thank you for joining me for another segment of Staying a Step Ahead. Last month, I left you with a cliffhanger. I explained the importance of your core muscles and how a weak core can cause pain and dysfunction. I demonstrated a few exercises that may be causing back pain or maybe making it worse. And lastly, I taught you the fundamentals to practice until today, when I will show you the final pieces to attain a strong core. To briefly recap from last month, first, stiffness in your low back is most likely due to weakness and instability in your core. You need stability, not flexibility. Second, do not do rotational exercises for your low back. The lumbar spine is not designed to rotate more than about 15 degrees. Third, you need 360-degree stability. I use the tent analogy. If one side is weak, the tent collapses. Same thing with your core. And fourth, neutral, brace, and breathe. You find your neutral spine, brace all the muscles of your tent, tighten as hard as you can, then back off so you have about 10 to 20% contraction, and then breathe. If you can breathe, you're doing about the right amount of contraction. Now, let's get to the heart of core strengthening. There are a lot of places to get ideas on core exercises: DVDs, YouTube, trainers, infomercials, internet. Many of these exercises are hindering, not helping you. You must look at the source of these exercises. Anyone can post on the internet. Many of you want to do more advanced exercises before you're ready because they look cooler or you feel like you're getting more out of it. You're not. You'll get a lot more out of boring, less advanced exercises. Doing higher level exercises when you're not ready will not magically make you ready for them. It will limit your progress and may even injure you. I get it. You want exercises that are fun and exciting. But as I tell my patients, my job is not to entertain you, my job is to fix you. All right, let's start with the front of your tent, your abs. I like to do a curl up, not a full sit-up. Research proves that a traditional sit-up all the way up can place up to about 700 pounds of compressive force on your spine. That's the equivalent of a moose sitting on your back. So don't do a full sit-up. Lie on your back, one knee bent, one knee straight, and don't let this hip and knee bend. Hands behind your head, neutral brace, breathe, curl up just to your sternum, get a good contraction, and back down. Another great exercise for the front of your tent is a plank. However, many people do them for time. My philosophy is to build endurance through repetitions, not duration. Do not work your core muscles to failure, or you'll have no stability left for your daily activities. But this goes against what many others believe. But again, this is my philosophy. Think about it. You work your core to fatigue, then go sit in the car to drive home or lift your kid, and what's left to support you? Hold the plank for about 8 to 10 seconds. Studies show that any longer depletes oxygen and builds lactic acid. Over time, you'll actually fatigue your core and kick in compensatory mechanisms. So, elbows under shoulders, neutral brace, breathe, hold 8 to 10 seconds. For the back of your tent, I like to do a bridge. So, lie on your back, neutral brace, breathe, hips, knees, and feet in alignment. Squeeze your bum. It's a bum exercise. Squeeze, lift up, really working your bum. Now, if you feel your hamstrings, bring your feet closer. And again, neutral brace, breathe, lift up. When this gets too easy, lift up, raise one leg, and back down. Another exercise for the back of your tent is on your stomach. It's called a bird dog. Some people do a Superman, but this can place up to 1,300 pounds of compressive force on your spine, the equivalent of a male polar bear. So, do not do the typical Superman, as they're called. Simply lie on your stomach, neutral brace, breathe, one arm, down, opposite arm. You can do a leg and the other leg. However, when you start alternating, this gets into a pretty challenging exercise. And even more challenging is on your hands and knees. I am always surprised to find people telling me they've been doing opposite arm, opposite leg in a low-level fitness class. If you're raising opposite arm, opposite leg, and wiggling, that is no good. Do not do them unless you can do them properly. Now we can't forget about the sides of your tent, so I like a side plank. This is a very hard exercise to do properly, so I highly recommend you doing it in front of a mirror. Now, a lot of people start on their feet. That's too high level for most people. Start with your knees bent, knees, hips, and shoulder, elbow, all in alignment. Neutral brace, breathe, and lift up. The last exercise is for rotation. Now, studies have shown a correlation between weak spinal rotators and low back pain. So grab some TheraBand, pull it in, neutral brace, breathe, rotate, extend, back in, and return. Now, when this gets too easy, you can stir the pot. And then bring back in and relax. I hope part 2 of my core series has been helpful in showing you a variety of exercises to strengthen your core so the rest of your body has a solid foundation on which to move. As I stated previously, most of these exercises are mundane and boring, but they're quality exercises. They will treat your deficiencies to make you better. If you stick with the basic exercises and do them properly, you will reap the rewards. One last thing. Once you develop the stability, you must maintain it. So, don't just do these exercises to gain the strength and then forget about them. They're yours for life. Incorporate them into your fitness regime. Thanks for tuning in. Join me next month to continue staying a step ahead.
I am so guilty of doing exercises until I feel better, and there's not any more pain, and then I'll be like, oh, good, okay, I feel better.
Yeah, well, two great
advice.
segments.
Good
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah, part 1 was great, part 2 is great. I can't wait for part 3, but it certainly is it's a good opportunity to learn and correct some of the things we've been doing wrong as well. It's like, oh, that's actually the way that I do it.
And when you think about the pressure on your spine, that's, crazy. All right, you can contact Christine or the team at A Step Ahead Physiotherapy on 745-ASAP. That's 2727. You can also send an email to info@astepAheadphysio.com.
Yeah, you can also visit their website. That's www.astepaheadphysio.com, or stop by their offices at Governor Square. And with that, we have to take a quick break, and we'll be back in 2 minutes.